right, the tutorial is finally here. Well, the template is finally here. But this is kind of like a small tutorial to kind of show you how to edit this template. So this is broken up into several compositions. There's the main comp, which holds the fancy Ferris wheel, switching from weapons to vehicles to customization. I will show you how to edit these tiles and show you the second title sequence, which is kind of like the new thing I added. I thought it would be a nice add-on to this template after completing this. So this is a little different from the one I uploaded a while ago. I made better camera movements and color, and added flares to kind of give it a little bit more color. So to change this right here, you want to look for the purple, green, and blue. These three right here. Now the Title 1, Title 2, and Title 3 are going to be the Ferris wheel right here, just turning it on and off. Make sure you don't unclick this, because this Ferris wheel effect is in a different composition, and I just vectored it into this position. To change this, you just double click on this blue one here for weapons, and you can change it to maybe your gamer tag or whatever it may be, whatever you want to use it for. We can change it to Bob. So the depth of field for the camera is turned on. So if you move the Ferris wheel or this title forward or backward, it's going to move it out of focus. You would have to go to the camera settings, but I don't think you're going to go that crazy. So don't move it back in Z space or at all. And then if you need it longer, like your gamer tag is going out this way, or there's a big gap here and you want it closer, just use this red axis right here and just move it closer. So there's Bob. So to change the Ferris wheel, so if you go over to your projects here and you go to tiles, so this is the image comp. We'll go to this one first. So if you want a different color for this corner here, just go into Layer, Solid Settings, and then change it to blue or red, and then press OK. And then if you go back to the main comp, just give it a moment and it will update. So to change the pictures or the numbers on the tile cards, so the tile cards are in these folders here. But if you go to the Title 1, this is where the card is stored. Now, this is the same 3D position as in the main comp. So there's a camera attached to this null, so if you move this around, it will still stay right here and you can still change it. But I don't think you want to move it around. So you go to Tile 1, which is the first title in the sequence, and the first tile. So if we let it spin back here, it seems like Tile 1 doesn't have anything. It's not turned on. So we have the number 1, and we have this silhouette of the P90. It's not very high resolution, but since it's farther back and kind of depth of field is kind of softening the edges, you can't really tell. But if you go back to Title 1, you can bring in any image here and it'll update. So if we go to images, and I bring something in like this, put it on here, kind of move it around, go back to the main comp. That image will be updated, and you don't have to change anything or add any additional animation to this Ferris wheel. It will move once. Let's see. See, it's back there now, so it's updated and it'll move. And that goes for like Title 2 cards. If you scroll down to about 4 seconds, that's when the next title starts. Title 2 cards is right here. And the color will update for all of them. The color, each of these comps are pulling the color from this composition for the image. So we can change it again, maybe have it white. I think white might be a good color or cool color. Kind of depending what you want the look for. Now the second title sequence is kind of like this. Here, I'll turn down the resolution. So it kind of goes in to different titles. I have a cool little fun targeting thing I made right there. And the main titles that the camera is targeting will be these gold colored titles. And to change them, you just double click like the previous one. This is going to be cool. So you have that, whatever you want to put there. So there's 4 main titles. Those are the orange. And if you want to change anything else, they're all the blue titles. And they're not quite exactly organized as an order. So I recommend scrolling all the way to 5 seconds and clicking on them and seeing which ones you're clicking on. So I just randomly put them in there. But I'm excited to finally get this out. I know it's been a while, but I hope you enjoy this. There are a few things you're going to need for this to work. If you don't have optical flares, it will kind of look like this. It'll be kind of black. I used optical flares to kind of add a little bit more atmosphere to them, to the composition. And then what you really need is a free plugin from Video Copilot. It's called Sure Target. Now, if you go grab that, that's pretty much all you need. There are a couple fonts that you're going to need to be able to use this template. You can use your own font. You're not limited to the ones that I have found, but the ones I included in the download, they are free for personal use only. All right, so the last thing is the final comp tab. So in this comp is kind of like the final color correction for each main comp and second title sequence comp. How I set it up is that you just turn these on and off. So right now the second title sequence comp is on, and it is set to 5 seconds and 15 milliseconds, I guess. So what that means, what I put this here for, is to kind of let you know which seconds you need to let this work area tab, which is up here, which you drag this, or you just drag this to extend or shrink it. So what you need to do with the main comp, if you're going to render the main comp, you turn the main comp on and the second title sequence off. And then you go to this timer sequence up here, you go to 10 seconds and 0.14 and press enter. And then you just drag this right to there. When you go to Composition and Add to Render Queue in the Composition tab. If you scroll down to that, and then you go into whatever format you need to have it in. The biggest difference that's in the color correction is that I've added add grain and curves to kind of like color correct it a little bit. So if we turn off the grain, so the grain kind of adds a little bit of texture, but it also helps with smoothing out the colors. So if you zoom in, if you are like me and really pay attention to how colors transition from orange to black, you can kind of see these rings, like right here and right here. It's not like a smooth transition. So what add grain does, it kind of smooths that out, so it doesn't have that. So if you zoom all the way out, it kind of adds a little bit of a texture, but also just smooths out the color. And then the curves, I'll turn that off so you can see the difference, and turn it on and off. So kind of just, I darken it and kind of bring out the colors a little bit more, just a slight, just a tiny bit. So you just switch between the main comp and the second title sequence, and just turn it off and turn that one on. And then the time codes for you to put this here or right here. So the main comp is 10 seconds and the second title sequence is 5 seconds and 15 milliseconds. So I hope that this is a good tutorial, letting you know how to edit and change and make it so you can add it to your videos. If there's anything else you'd like me to do, maybe if you want a tutorial on exactly how I made this, just let me know. Continually check back for more videos, and I hope to get more up soon.